With everything in the world changing, there have also been some changes here on Paulding Post. I want to introduce you to my new co-host, Michael Butler. Glad to have you on the Paulding Post team, Michael.
Thank you, Felicia. I'm glad to be here, and I know you're glad to be here after we all took a break.
Yes, quarantine about drove me crazy, so I am definitely glad to be back.
I think we all are, and I think we're all proud to be back and to help serve the county. Well, over that time, it's official. The Richland Creek Reservoir is filling up.
We met with Russell Kelly to learn more about the timeline and future plans for recreation at the site. We're at the Richland Creek Reservoir with Russell Kelly, who is the Treatment Division Manager for the Paulding County Water System. Hi Russell, thanks for seeing us today. We noticed there's water.
There is.
So can you tell us about the process of filling the reservoir?
Yes, the filling the reservoir is really controlled by the state of Georgia's EPD Safe Dams program. And they allow us to fill the reservoir in stages. And since it's an earthen dam, they control how much water can be added at a time. And we're currently at the first level that they have let us fill to, and we're waiting on an inspection by them to continue filling beyond where we are now.
So how long does it usually take to fill, or when do you think it'll be full?
Well, to get to the full pull elevation of the reservoir, it's actually going to take another minimum of 45 weeks, but that is because of the limit that the state puts on how much water we can put in. Here at the dam, it's roughly 90 feet deep, and we are basically able to fill it in thirds. And the first third is currently already here, and we're now waiting on approval to continue to the next third. That level can be reached at a maximum of 2 feet of fill per week. So that's another 15 weeks, and then we have to wait for another inspection. And then the final third will take 30 weeks because we can only put in 1 foot per week of fill. So 45 weeks of actual fill time plus whatever it takes for the state to do their inspection in between.
So when do you think we'll be able to actually drink from the reservoir?
Well, the level that we need to be able to start pulling water to make drinking water will take about 10 weeks from this point. There will be some extra time in there for the water to clear up a little bit more before it'll make good drinking water. But pretty quickly after that 10-week period, once we're given permission to start filling, we should be able to start processing water at that point.
So when do we anticipate being free from other water supplies and just be our own water source?
To be completely independent for water, we're probably still looking at about a 10-year period. Right now, all the water is being purchased obviously from Cobb Marietta Water, but our distribution system is set up to run water from east to west across the county. And now we're creating a new water source in the north, and we have to pump it south. So there are a number of projects that are lined up over the next few years to redirect the direction of water flow to be able to completely cut the water off on the eastern border with Cobb.
Okay. So not only, I know the main purpose is for our drinking water, but we hear
Yes.
also there will be recreation.
There will. We've already been, I guess, in discussions with Georgia DNR and some other state agencies. Parks and Rec is doing most of the work on that, but we will be stocking the reservoir once it's full and under their recommendations for what and when it gets stocked. And that will, of course, 2 or 3 years for the fish to mature, but there will be fishing and all that allowed as well.
So kayaking is what I'm hearing, maybe?
Kayaks, canoes, they will allow trolling motors, but there won't be any gasoline engines allowed since it is water used to treat for drinking.
Okay, and I'm assuming that will be into the future.
It'll be in the future, I figure probably 2 or 3 years before any of that is really ready.
Well, great. Well, thank you for talking
Thanks.
with us today.
No problem, thanks.
Well, Michael, I hate you didn't get to go with us to the reservoir. Have you been?
I haven't. I want to check it out. I go by there a lot, and the recreation that's going to be there sounds really awesome.
Yes, I'm looking forward to good drinking water, but also a lot of fun.
Maybe some kayaking?
Yes, I would love to do that. Due to COVID-19, things have changed at Paulding County Animal Control.
We wanted to let people know you can still adopt. Here's how.
social distancing, Paulding County Animal Control is handling our adoptions differently now. All of our adoptions are done by appointment only. We start taking appointments each week, Sunday at 8 o'clock in the morning. You have to call to make an appointment. You want to speak with somebody because unfortunately we cannot return all the messages for appointments, so you want to get on the phone and speak with somebody. We do appointments 3 days a week. Appointment days are going to be Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. There's usually 4 appointments each day, so they're very limited. On the paulding.gov page under Animal Control, there's also a link to the available animals that we have. Little Bit is a female pit mix. She's an adult. She's a sweet girl. She hasn't been at our shelter a very long time. We have not seen any issues with Little Bit with other animals at this point. She's been really good with the kennel staff. She's going to need a home that's got a good, secure yard. She likes to run. So if you're interested in Little Bit, call Paulding County Animal Control, make an appointment, and come by and see her, adopt her, and take her home.
With people being home a little bit more, maybe now's a good time to adopt.
True, more time to spend with your pets. Both of our dogs came from Animal Control, and they're the best dogs ever.
There you go. Post 3 Commissioner Chuck Hart gives us some history on the movement of the Greystone Power Headquarters to Paulding County.
Commissioner Hart filmed this himself. Let's see how it turned out.
Hey, I'm Chuck. I'm your Post 3 Commissioner, and I'm down here with a guy named John Walton. He's one of our prior Post 3 Commissioners. John also has sat on the board for 17, 18 years with Greystone, and anyway, whenever Jeff reached out to me about doing something that was coming up in our post, I couldn't help but think about Greystone. And when I thought about people who could give me answers, I thought about John. And John, he agreed to it. So I got about 3 questions I'm going to ask him, and he graciously accepted to answer these. Mr. John, what do you think about this thing with Greystone? How long ago was this that it came into talks and kind of come around?
Actually, I think we started looking at property about 9 years ago. We looked at 3 different pieces of property. One was down in Douglasville off of 92, down near Maloney Road, I think the name of it is. It had a lot of rock on it, so we kind of ruled it out. Then we looked at the old Tidwell Farm over here off of 92 and Sweetwater Church Road. It was not exactly what we wanted for the type complex that we were looking to build. And we finally settled on this property here at 92 and Ridge Road, which we purchased from George Fuller before he passed away. And it's turned out to be a great piece of property for us. We've got about 180 acres, which should handle any kind of expansion that we need to do in the next 30 years at least, maybe more, because we've been down at Greystone there in Douglasville for quite some time, ever since I believe it was the late 1930s.
Does this center it up to the service area?
This is basically, that was one of the main reasons, is because it does center the service area. We've grown so much in Paulding County. We're still big in Douglas and some in South Fulton down there. Of course, some in Cobb, some in Bartow, a little bit in Carroll. But this is actually right almost dead center of our service area. So
how many people do they employ?
Right now, we're approximately, I think it's around 300 people. Of course, as time goes on, we'll be expanding and adding more people. That's another reason we wanted a new complex. First of all, we've outgrown where we're at now. We're just out of room, basically. So this is going to be nice. It's going to be a nice complex. Again, we can expand as time goes on. We've got actually 4 buildings we're building over there. One's going to be our administration building. One will be our O&E building. We'll have another warehouse building, and we'll have a building where we can work on our trucks and do our own maintenance, which we do now anyway. We're also going to have a big pole yard over there, so we needed it expanded. And we also are going to have a training center over there where our linemen can train.
Well, that's good news. And so we got the lineman school that'll be coming in. That'll be, future possible jobs, down here in the south end of the county. Also, when we talk about, just the reasons for moving over here and the excitement on the taxpayers' part, I think we talk about some sort of facilities tax and we talk about sales tax. How's that going to help us?
Well, first of all, the property tax alone should be really good for Paulding County. I'm not sure exactly the dollar figure that it'll be, but it's always been good for Douglas. I'm sure they'll be missing us somewhat from that. Anyway, also with our employees that we have here, a lot of our employees live in Paulding County. And of course, the ones that come up here every day, they'll be spending money on food, services, gas, all that, which is adds to your economic growth because of the taxes. Of course, that we'll have sales taxes that our people will be spending, and as time goes on, I'm sure that's going to grow too. So we look forward to coming up to Paulding County. I think it's going to be a great thing for both you and us.
I know I'm excited about it, and me and John, we sat here at this on this road. But I think both of us grew up right here, and when dogs could sleep in the road, and you can't, you got to look both ways before you cross the street these days. But it is exciting. 92 is going to end up being, I think, 6 lanes across in front of there, and then we're going to have 4 lanes on Laird on Ridge up to Laird. Mm-hmm. So there's all kind of potential growth. They're already talking about a little complex catty corner to this Greystone. Just a lot of exciting things. Just wanted to bring that to you for this month, Post 3. Good things happening.
Yep, I think so. We appreciate it. And thanks for having me, Chuck.
No, thank you, brother.
All right, buddy.
I think we're all excited to see Greystone heading to that part of the county.
Yes, we are.
And exciting things are happening in community development.
I talked with Jennilee Walters to learn more. Jennilee, we hear a lot of talk about the push toward 24/7 government, and we understand there's some services you've been working on for citizens. Can you tell us about the service?
Absolutely, Felicia. The way that Citizen Self-Service works is it's an online portal available to our citizens in the county that right now, if they want to apply for a business license, they would simply go into the portal, create their own account, and then they can either apply for a new business license at any time of the day, or they can also pay their bill to renew their business license or pay their occupation tax.
That sounds great. Mm-hmm. So what other services are on the horizon?
In the future, I believe we are looking to kind of make available, per se, things like permits and just other things down the line that people would normally have to come into the office to apply for or to obtain. And that way, it's just right at their fingertips using the online portal.
So how could they find out more information about this online portal or go to apply for a business license?
They can go straight to our website at www.paulding.gov. And right now it's available simply for the business license. Specifically, you can look under our page. They are looking further into permits, so I believe if you look under their page as well, you can gain access to the Citizen Self-Service site.
Okay, well, thank you for talking with us today.
Absolutely, thank you.
Thanks for watching the June 2020 edition of Paulding Post.
Again, Michael, it's great to have you with us, and we hope you join us again in July.